This week, Jean brought us on a tour of Karatu's health centers. We'd already seen what a rural clinic looks like from the day that Husna, the nurse from Cambia Simba, took us out for an immunization clinic. The hospital here in Karatu is a much larger and more modern facility in comparison. From a visitor's perspective, the hospital looks like a nice place to retreat. Just off the main road, it's surrounded by trees, and the grounds have beautifully maintained gardens with purple flowers and well-trimmed shrubs. The hospital is made up of red brick buildings connected by covered walking paths. The main building is no more than 3 stories high, and each room or ward is accessed from the outside, much like a motel. But if you take a closer look, you'll notice families asleep on the lawns so that they can be close by. Food prep and laundry is the responsibility of the family, and if they don't look after the patients, no one else will. First, we visited the CTC clinic, which is where HIV-positive patients come for testing, counseling, and treatment. It's a fairly new facility that was funded by an NGO and left uncompleted until CPRICE stepped in to finish it off. It's a very important clinic for those living with HIV because it offers them privacy and, most importantly, a place to connect with other people going through the same things as they are. The waiting room acts as a support group where people share information and tips with each other, and from time to time, a local women's group comes in to do teaching. Next, we visited the dispensary, which appeared to be well-stocked, but Jean told us that they often run out of very basic drugs. Then we saw the laboratory, a clean room with a fridge for blood samples, a couple of microscopes, and a CD4 count machine for HIV testing. A sign above the machine read, "This machine has no brain, use your own." Beside the lab is what we would refer to as the radiology department. I was impressed to see an X-ray machine, a portable chest X-ray, an ultrasound machine, and an EPG. After radiology, we put our heads into the OR, or theater, as they would call it. It was being cleaned, but looked very similar to an OR room at home, except that the outside wall was lined with open windows, letting in not only light, but almost certainly plenty of dust as well. Next, we visited the wards. Each ward has about 10 beds. The smell was awful and space is limited. It's no wonder that people are afraid to come to the hospital. It's seen as a place that you don't come back from. To complete our tour, we visited the kitchen where relatives prepare food for their sick family member. Food is cooked on hot coals or an open fire. It was a sight that made our hospital food at home look gourmet. After our visit to the hospital, Jean brought us to a clinic owned by a Texan doctor, Dr. Frank. No contrast. His clinic looked just like something you'd see at home. High ceilings, lots of light. We were even greeted by a receptionist in the lobby with colorful paintings on the walls and stacks of pamphlets. His facility was well-stocked, clean, cheerful, and welcoming, but quiet. There wasn't a patient in sight. It's such a shame that this modern, well-equipped clinic has been underused over the past 16 months since it opened, while Dr. Frank battles with local officials for the right to keep patients overnight. Officials claim that his clinic is not up to par, when in fact it all comes down to politics and business, instead of what's best for the people of Karatu. As a nursing student, it was a great opportunity to visit health centers here in Tanzania. I can't wait to share more stories when I get home. Take care. Bye.